And we are live, we are live, we are live.
Yeah.
Hello.
Just
Woo.
before the podcast, Ian asked if we had ever played one of those games. That was very popular at the turn of the century, right? You said specifically turn of the century, which, first of all,
Yeah.
very pretentious. Old man.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the turn of the century. Fucking the Industrial Revolution was going on. Or
I believe it was in '01 when I had first heard
9/11 was
about
but a dream.
It was but
Let
a
alone
twinkle
the
in your father's eye.
anthrax terrorism attacks. Right after I'm listening to a podcast about that, which is very interesting. But my mom has stories about that era, which is fun. Okay, but now the real question. So, was any of the games right? Like stuff like Elevator Game. I'm gonna tag in like Bloody Mary or like what was the other ones you had mentioned?
There was the elevator game. There was the Midnight Man, where you have to like burn a candle with people's names and then leave your front door open.
Yeah, wasn't that fuck? Wasn't that on a TV show or something? Am I crazy? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Didn't they do an episode?
Oh, that sounds entirely likely to me. Yeah. It's one of those kind of Ouija, like I guess Ouija is also in that category,
which is super fake.
And then, yes,
made by Hasbro as to the point. But then here's how fake it really is. I mean, depending on how you view this, right? But like, I'm gonna let me just say the thing. Ouija vended by Hasbro for party guests and all. Well, I don't even think it was called Ouija or something, but Hasbro took it over, and I'm sure I'm butchering the history. But the point is, it was so popularized at a Lost Hall meeting that people who do seances just created another board, which is almost the exact same board, except for the fact that they call it a devil board and that they swear they curse them or something. Like, which, if anything, I think just cheapens what was before Hasbro, because it's like, well, we could just make it anything.
Can I tell you? Just this is on topic somewhat. Because I in the early 2000s was addicted to those ghost hunting shows, which were ubiquitous. Many were.
Yeah, Ghost Adventures or was it? Is Ghost Adventures the UK one, or is that the Bouncer one?
I think Ghost Adventures is the two like jacked bouncer dudes from New England. Three dudes who like swear at ghosts a lot, which is great.
Dudes were the best.
As
I've gotten older, I'm like, that was the better show. Ghost Hunters, because I think Ghost Hunters was the British one where that one felt serious. Like that one felt like, yeah, we're taking this shit serious. And maybe it's just because they're British, but like.
There was like in my mind, there's like a woman with very dark lipstick who's like, there's a lot of affliction in this place.
I can she was the host. I think, I swear to God, like looking back now, she's the host because, it feels serious whenever she talks about it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Versus Ghost Adventures is the three dudes like, hey man, they're putting their money where their mouth is. It's the same energy as this dude on TikTok that I just learned about, who started a TikTok account that just said, okay, witches and Wiccans of TikTok, curse me, do a TikTok curse, stitch it to this, curse me, you do it, I'll take it, do it. And then every day is an update going, yep, still not cursed, every day's pretty good, just going to my job, doing everything, still not cursed. Like, it's the same as that, to be right. Anyway, Ghost Adventures was the better show. It's way more entertaining.
And then I'll just throw out, I also really liked, there was a one about Paranormal State, which was all college kids from Pennsylvania University who were in a ghost hunting club. That felt so achievable.
Wasn't that fictional? I mean, it's all fiction.
No.
But with like...
Well, I mean, it's all... Yeah, I mean, well, no, because that show had executive producer Elizabeth Warren. Or, no, what's it? No, I'm sorry.
No, there's no way.
Lorraine Warren. I'm so sorry. Lorraine Warren, the ghost hunter. My brain totally spit out the wrong name. Yeah. So no. They were presenting it as like a docu-series about. Anyway, all of that to say that the Devil Board was exactly as you say, immediately like a come on. Stop trying to make it a silly thing sound serious in any way.
Yeah, because now for sure this shit meant nothing.
Oh yeah.
If you could just change the name and do it all that, right? It's not sacred.
In my mind, it is, and I'm so sorry to generalize, folks, but I was one of them. The edgy, weird, like hanging out with the kids who are like, yeah, this is like some real demonic energy stuff that we're like dabbling in, but it's like it's kind of in my bloodline, whatever. Like that kind of stuff was happening a lot at that time.
Well, I was edgy in high school for sure. Some could still say now, hey man, is that? But I was on the like, oh yeah, pure satanic metal stuff because none of it matters, none of it's real. So
it's all
ghosts
theater.
don't mean nothing to me, man. My worry was just getting murdered like at night by like some dude.
Sure. Yeah,
good.
Fair.
However, having said that,
yes.
As we've mentioned in the podcast, I want to get back to the question I thought of for the very beginning of this podcast. Yeah. We all grew up in religious households. Granted, Nick, we've all expressed how much that had effect on us. So knowing that with all the games, how many did you not do because you're like, what if it's real though? What if this God stuff could be this religious fear
really jacked up. I was not afraid of Bloody Mary, but I did think Candyman might be real as a child. I was fucking terrified of Candyman.
I just think that speaks to your internalized misogyny going on.
A little bit racist. You don't think the white lady's gonna get you?
Oh man, I don't know why. Yeah, I guess Bloody Mary is white, right? So like, I don't know why.
I don't know.
Because you know what it is, man. I don't know why I conflated with La Llorona like so much as a kid. Like I know they're very different stories, and they are not similar at all. But as a kid, I just went Ghost Lady. So hey, that's my internalized.
That's cool. No, that's you made it your own thing. I was immediately like Mary, Irish lady, definitely an Irish somewhere, but that's not the case. That doesn't have to be.
I wasn't smart. Well, see, I knew Mary as like also like the Virgin Mary, or see again the religious thing going in, man. Like they're all Mexican for whatever reason.
That's right.
Even though they should all be Middle Eastern. Like
it should all. No, hey, you can't say that. They don't tell any of them that they're from the Levant. They can't know. They can't know.
Euphrates or whatever. Yeah,
we're all very fond of our white friend Jesus. Yes.
Yes, but let's jump to the future, the internet, which is what this movie is. Speaking of turn of the century games, that main protagonist dude who looks like he's a Nomura character.
That hair, man.
Very lightly, like he looks like Titus, but like calmed down and chilled out. For anyone who wants that reference, he has a copy of Quake 2 and Grandia for the Grandia 2 for the Sega Saturn. Quake 2 for PC, Sega Saturn version, Grandia, I believe, on his desk when he throws out his computer. And I just want to make sure I get that out now.
Okay.
That I did pause it and I cross reference the Grandia art because I was conflating two of them. And it's the second one where it's only the name.
I had to pay for Segapedia so that we could cross reference those frames of the image.
I just knew.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. Just getting that out there, best part of the movie, and like, no, let's just get into it because we got we were gonna. I'm tired today, and also we're trying to keep these not that long and crazy because we've been very bad about that. Although him and uh the one we did in the future already,
Our next one, we did
yeah,
good.
was I feel pretty good about the timing on that when we do it.
Yeah.
So let's keep it going. Let's start with the Rising Action. What did you all know about Pulse before going in? Nick, do you want to start? As this was initially your suggestion.
That's true.
For a classic of this month. For those who don't remember, every October we do 4 episodes. We try to make one at least a horror game, and then one a classic movie, which is what this one's gonna be, and then a new one where we try to go with the year, and then whatever fits the theme for the middle of the month of 15th, which just happens to be Tuggernell versus Evil when you get to that. So Nick, Pulse. This was your suggestion. I had suggested the coffee table, which is not a classic, so I would have broken the rule. But we did take a vote, and Pulse won.
Yeah.
So Nick, why did you suggest Pulse, and what did you know before Pulse, before watching it?
Well, I suggested Pulse because I think it would just be one of those classics. I think that just aligns with a lot of things we talk about with internet and with stuff we talk about of like techno horror and things like that, and nostalgia, and ghost stuff. I feel like just on the subject matter, it just aligned with a lot of things we've gone over.
Fair enough.
I think also, like, again, because Chris and I were huge fans of Cure, and Cure is great.
Cure's fantastic. Put a pin in that when we get to the end of the the review.
Yeah,
legit wonderful. Yeah. And his follow-up movie being Pulse into his first movie in the 2000s, Cure being his last movie in the 90s. This is because I think also this kind of encapsulates that era of paranoia with technology advances, because the most popular anime at the time was Serial Experiments Lain, right?
Wow.
Well, it was the most popular. Where like,
well, it's one of them.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that it was a popular anime. Maybe because now it's been so long, right? I now conflate. Oh, you know what you know what Serial Experiments Lain is to me, man. It's so first of all, I'm not knocking on the quality of the anime at all. I know it's good, and people and I'm sure it holds up. I just haven't watched it. However, I've met some of the most annoying fucking people in the world who like try to convince you to watch Serial Experiments Lain.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Just one of the things I had to get around. It wasn't until like Nick and then like some other people that I trust with their taste, I was like, no, it's legitimately good. People are just crazy.
Yeah, and so this is exactly the connection with Pulse, where it's like, I do think it is in the category of overhyped classic. I do think
I agree.
It's like there's stuff to appreciate, but to say that it somehow stood the test of time 24 years later, I think that's impossible. I think it's not true.
I also agree.
I think it's dated hard. Same with Lane. I think it dated real hard because it's such of its time. So that's the main reason, I think, just to get that perspective, recommending. Also, like, the only thing I knew about Kurosawa besides Cure was I was familiar with like his stuff later in the 2000s, like the small horror TV shows he did, and like but I think that's pretty much it in terms of what I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So I agree with you on that last bit. I agree a lot with that assessment, like real quick of Pulse. However, as we go on, I'm also gonna make the argument that I think it was outdated for its time already. I think it was already too late.
Okay.
But also, I was 6 in 2001, so who knows? But we'll talk about it.
You remember it, yeah.
We'll talk. I know there's only so much I can remember, so I'm basing it off of context. But also, there's a tone that I don't like in here that we'll get to in a minute.
Ooh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
and it's probably not what you're thinking because there is a lot to like in this movie.
There is. I agree.
Okay, so what did I know about Pulse before going in? All I knew was the same guy who made Cure, and I really like Cure. I have the Criterion thing. I really dig that. I love the atmosphere to it. I like how subtle everything is, and you're just learning. It's like these killings that are happening through the perspective of the detective. So like how little information you're getting, and like the influence of that curse makes it feel real. You know, it makes gives the murders like a lot of weight, even though you're not seeing them. Right? It's the perfect like all the actions off screen except for
And
one like encounter, and it's the most tense part of the movie. Cure's great. We'll get into that.
mm,
That's all I knew going into Pulse. So, Ian, what'd you know? What'd you know about Pulse going in?
I knew that it was the other Kurosawa. He did not do the movies that I've previously seen. This is a different writer director. I'd say the only thing I really did know for sure going into it was just reputationally, like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
this is in the realm of the Dark Water, the Ring, the Grudge, in that realm of haunting, cursed tech. And that was basically all I knew. I didn't even know what it was necessarily, if it was still going to be cell phones or, which it's a website. It's a spooky website. But I didn't really know. That's really all I knew. So I got to go into it kind of blind, and I appreciated actually getting to do it that way with no expectation for specifically what was going to happen, other than, oh, I'm probably going to see some scary lady with long hair. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you do.
And you do.
You actually
Oh,
do for
buddy.
like a second.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just get into it. We're not gonna do a play by play. This movie's actually really fucking long, so I don't
Yeah.
think we can. A lot of it's like, let's talk about. I'll just rip the band-aid off. We like the first part of this movie, maybe the first hour and a half, and we have real problems with where the movie goes. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although there's still, again, we'll get to little bits of it that I think are that I'm not a fan of. Okay, but so let's talk. So what I think this movie does exceptionally well, and you get it especially in the first 30 minutes to maybe an hour, is, man, Kurosawa is so fucking good at atmosphere.
Oh,
And
yeah.
doing so much with so little.
Yeah.
The premise of the movie starts off with a character having committed suicide, and you're in the building, you're in the room when it happens.
Yeah.
And at first, and it's so good because everything seems normal. He conveys there's no suspicion from the protagonist, Kayuki, I believe, about her friend, other than like he's been kind of like saying at home.
MIA for a week, about
Yes.
something like that.
They're she's checking in on him. Needs something for work as well, so getting that done. But also the place is a mess. He has like a plastic curtain that's dividing like half his apartment building.
Yeah.
And he makes sure she's settled, gets what she needs, and hangs himself in the next room at a standing level. So he has to really choose to do that.
Yeah.
And it's a great first horror scene. And in fact, like the fallout from that to like the funeral after, the way the coworkers are talking that they didn't see any of this coming, I thought, okay, maybe this is a real like look into one of the things about suicide is like whenever it happens to someone, you know, whenever it happens, there's a lot of people going, "Oh, I didn't see it coming. I never would have known.
What could I have done?" Yeah.
What can I have done? What can I have said? But how could I if I have never known? I thought everything was normal, going good. I just didn't see the signs. When it's very much like, no, you probably the truth, as we've seen through a lot of studies, like, no, you probably did. Like, there was probably a lot going on that you could have seen. Yep. It's just we're so either one caught up with our own stuff, or two, we just ignore the problems, right? A lot of stuff like, hey, a lot of people who are like suicide ideation or going through that will tell you, hey, I'm thinking about hurting myself or joking about it in some way, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that's what this movie was going to be, and it kind of is for like the first 30.
Yeah. And then even in the first hour, I was still kind of holding on to, okay, so they're using the curse as a way of kind of describing a culture of, because we know, I also feel like at that time I had been hearing about like, oh, there's like a really, really high occurrence of suicide in Japan at this moment in history, especially. Yeah.
There's a lot of isolation going on that's leading to that, and maybe and this movie is very much about isolation. Don't get me wrong. We're gonna get that's part of the ending. But a lot of it's that like, hey, don't let. And then what becomes for our protagonist, she finds out is like, yeah, I can't leave my friend at my sight. Otherwise, she'll just die. As we find out, it's not even committing suicide; they'll just turn into dust. It reminds me of that concept of like that idea of like, because the way this movie does it is as soon as you give up like the motivation to live, you're already dead.
Yeah.
Type thing. So whatever this curse is, as soon as it has that, you're gone. So we don't need to see them hanging, as we get like the cool shot of the friend revisiting the apartment, and it's just you see like a shadow on the wall. It looks like a stain.
Yeah,
that's her body.
Yeah,
and really that's just like them fading away. It reminds me a lot of. This is gonna sound such a weird connection. If anyone's played Persona 3, the main thing about Persona, the main societal problem with in Persona 3 is the apathy syndrome thing, which is people just don't care anymore and aren't motivated to keep living. But they haven't but you can't do that by saying like, hey, living is great. You also have to do that, but you also have to accept death in your life, right? And accept mortality in the people you know and love in order to go through that. So it reminds me a lot of this going in.
I mean, the male lead's kind of ultimate arc is continuing to reject not only his own mortality, but just death itself. Like, he chooses not to think about it until he can't not, until it, comes for him to affect his life directly in the form of a spooky lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's actually that great scene where he's trying to convince her, his friend, the woman from the university, to not like succumb to it and kill herself, but to that scene where he's trying to convince her, like, you got to keep living, you got to find a reason. I like a lot of that because they're both kind of pretty flimsy arguments. As they're going on, because it sounds like people who have never had to really deal with this shit before, and now it's become life and death because they've never talked about it. Actually, and the guy's young, and he feels young. He feels naive, like, but he just likes being alive so much. And at the end of the day, that's what it is, man. You just gotta like live. But
now, I have a quick note that I want to throw out to you guys about the flower shop owner. Just while I'm thinking about it, because
is that what that is? It's like I thought it was like a research thing, or I couldn't quite tell.
Told
it's
me
like
that it was supposed to be a flower shop.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it was confusing because it's like attached to the college, I guess, where there's a computer lab of students. Anyway,
no, it's not. They're not even connected until like the last. I want to say like 45 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Our two protagonists, they are not connected whatsoever, except by the internet, which is supposed to be the point, right? That it connects other people.
Right. Yes, you're right. You're right. But just to go to, I can only kind of paraphrase, but there's that exchange where our female lead, is expressing her concern for her other friend. Mm-hmm. I believe this is right after the first hanging, like that initial shocking scene we see. And the guy is like, I think it's something to the effect of, you need to know when to just leave people to their own devices. Because in reality, even if you try, you're just going to piss them off or be useless to actually deal with anything, which is why it's a strong person who is silent and keeps their head down.
Yeah.
And it was such a jarringly, like, that's awful. Why is that? But it's also like that's the advice from the oldest person I think we see in the movie.
Yes.
Bad take in this critic's opinion, but I think that also colors, I guess, that kind of general sense of people feeling like they can't reach out because there is this feeling of, well, don't be a burden to anybody. Stop it. Just don't even bring it up. Or you've caused a problem to begin with. That's so rough.
That's so... Okay, it's funny you bring up about, because one, it's like, okay, so one, I think it could be a cool thing, and if the idea is this dude is wrong, because it's right. It's our two protagonists coming together that keeps them alive and keeps humanity going, and finding other people, right?
Right.
But if the movie, there's a little bit of the movie going with the old man, in the sense that, yeah, we should have never had the internet connected with each other, which I actually don't entirely disagree with. But we shouldn't have had that where we know where we are up in everyone's business, even though you don't really see that either, other than the creepy website, which is the videos of people who are infected by this curse, right?
Yes.
This bout of melancholia or whatever.
I would agree that, like, the so value of the movie, if you're following it that way, and you can, is, well, she was a busybody for going to that guy's apartment anyway. That's why this happened. She should have butted out. Which is like, okay, all right.
Which is the opposite of everything we know now.
Yeah.
About people in those states is, no, you should be checking in on your friends.
Melancholy is not actually contagious. You don't necessarily. Yeah.
Except here through ghosts through the internet, as we.
Yes, with the exception of ghouls on your Wi-Fi router. That is bad. That's bad.
Okay. So while we're on this, right, the ghosts in the internet thing. Yeah. Not against that concept. I think that's a cool horror thing. The idea that, yes, we now have this thing in everyone's home, and now we can connect to each other, and we can connect the darkest sides of humanity to each other, right? And spread our own fucked up shit to each other.
Sure.
Great idea. Yeah. Real shit. That's the real thing that happens that we can totally use as a horror thing. And then it gets to a point where, like, hell, we get the guy from the college. I don't know what his character is after the we don't even know what happens to that kid. The dude runs
in red.
The runs in the library. I bet you it's some urban legend or folktale, because Japanese horror movies like doing that, where they put it in, and you kind of just gotta know the reference. But all of a sudden, he knows that hell is full, and goes start attacking. Like, it is the plot to Night of the Living Dead.
Yes,
where the souls are now inhabiting the world, because whatever is happening in the afterlife is full. Whether he's right or not is left kind of ambiguous, but it's weird that it's in there.
It could just be a George Romero ref. Like that could
It
just
could be that too. Also, it's not out of the ordinary from, at least from my experience with Japanese horror, is that people will come up with explanations and they're dead wrong.
Oh yeah,
because it goes with the concept of you can't put logic to demonry to devilry.
That's right.
Yeah.
To this spellcraft and demonry, I won't stand for it. No.
That's right. Nick, what's that TV show? It's from the guy who made Roy the Curse and a cult. Because that's the whole premise with that.
Yeah.
Because it's one man trying to figure out like power levels for.
Oh
my god! Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's all good. So they try to do that, and then we get this, and then the shot that's really been bugging me is that scene where the guy tapes up a room, and that's how the ghosts appear.
Okay, go on.
Do you not remember that? Do you not the construction site where the dude duct tapes the entire room in, but there's a dial-up tone. There's a dial-up connection.
Yes, I do remember.
And so the ghost appears, and that's how he enters. So he can just enter through the wall. It doesn't need a modem or thing. It just needs the wired connections. And then I guess it's that he's set free, right, by the fucking whatever that thing is, the claw,
by crushing the building, he is unleashed, and then I guess creates absolute chaos,
and then he's free or something. But I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Summon him, you're able to trap a ghost into the room, and then he was unleashed, sort of like a cursed treasure box,
right?
But it does have a zoom in on the internet wall connection, and
then there's like spooky playing. Sounds. Yeah.
And I'm sure it was spooky at the time, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But the dial-up tone now was actually a little comical to me.
Yes.
So I didn't dig that scene. Is what I was getting. I found it very funny, and I know it's supposed to be. I know it's supposed to be the big bad has appeared. Like, but maybe that's my other problem too, is that there's a manifestation now of like a guy, and there's a villain in a sense.
Right. Yeah.
That appears later that are, and granted, I know it's supposed to be symbolic. It's our main protagonist, our male protagonist, like facing. He just watched his friend kill herself. Should we just get into the ending of the movie now? Or is there any good
can
stuff?
I say one last nice thing about it?
Yeah, let's talk about other good stuff. And then, Nick, if you got good stuff about the movie, too.
Yes, please. Nick, I'm wondering, well, I'll start with Nick aiming this question, then maybe if Chris has a take. Okay. But I think the kill that stuck with me was, because we're teased about what this... It's basically a snuff film that the website hosts. This guy pulling a sock off of his head and shooting himself through the temple right against the camera, basically.
Yeah.
And like, what was your take on that? Just because I say that kind of stuff. I don't think I was watching that, but I certainly remember there being a lot of chatter and people would talk about like, you know, this is a reference to stuff that people were talking about on the internet of really, really dark, real murder happening, basically. And I think the movie's pulling on that. And I think it is one of the most effective scares of the movie. It hits really well, but
because it looks like a live leak. But
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's one of those things. Like, I'm kind of with you there, Ian. I think also like that kind of goes back into the praise of like the atmosphere, and I think also like the praise of it doing like a good job showing that mental state, and like where it's that the live leak, like the whole fascination with violence and stuff.
Yeah.
In those isolations. I guess for myself, Because I first saw it, yeah, it definitely got me too. The like the whole like the warehouse after, and then like the forbidden room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that's where I was kind of getting lost. Where I was like, okay, that's a bit.
Yeah.
This is very
Yeah,
much 2000.
Yeah, you kind of see like some of my problems. Like it's not even the ending. You can kind of see some of the stuff happening throughout. Right,
Yeah.
the dude who's like hell is full type
Yeah.
Oh
Even
yeah.
though we're like, well, where have you been? What have you been? You knew about these websites, man? Or
Yeah,
like,
you would know.
yeah, crazy. Some dude who shows up, and then, but then, yeah, there's the cursed room, the big bad showing up. There feels like he's trying to explain this curse, right? He's going against the rule of like not explaining it
Mhm.
to explaining stuff through like scenes, and it's
Right.
making it less scary and less worse because now it's
Yeah.
just a world-ending event, I guess, and that somehow takes away from it for me.
And okay, and let me yes and that, because
Okay.
I had made this reference to both the guys earlier before our recording of
Mhm.
uh I wrestle when I with talking about special effects that age bad, because I think you have to give some grace to a movie that's 20 years old, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over 20
I
years
think
old. Yeah.
oh yeah, in combination with exactly what Chris is saying just now, and then you just get that uh, plane crash that has a bad forced perspective where it just kind of dips behind the building in a way that doesn't like line. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It makes no sense visually. And then there's just like a big like Tim and Eric explosion. I don't know, that event really was like, oh boy. I think I was kind of coming off of the, oh boy, okay, so it's a disaster. That's it now. It's just a virus movie,
Yeah. It's
disaster
a
movie.
virus movie.
Okay. I don't know. I was a little disheartened by that scene. I was like, oh, you've really lost me right there, movie.
Yeah. It's tough because, like, logically, I get it that would
Mm,
be the fine. It reminds me a little bit of like a Junji Ito story where, like,
yes.
no, there was nothing. It spread. It's way too fast to spread. We're way too connected. Yeah, it leads to a world-ending event. Of course it does. And there's Junji Ito stories that do it. Although I think Junji Ito somehow pulls off like a gag, right?
Yes.
Like making it a gag, but it works because he just cuts it off at the best point. He just knows when to stop. For the
Yeah.
most part, I would argue I got stories where I'm like, maybe you should have stopped one panel closer, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's the master. I am not. So the uh, but yeah, it keeps going. This movie keeps fucking going. And it's that. It's we drive through the city through dramatic music. People are on the street.
Yeah.
Having done, I know it's a reference to a specific mass suicide, but I don't know it off the top of my head. Where they're lying on the streets in black. Or it could just be
Mhm.
they pull dead bodies out of a building because that happens too, where they'll just lay them out and put a tarp over them.
Mhm.
But there's no one around. Things are kind of just exploding. Um, it's weird because it's both low budget in the sense that we only have one or two actors on screen at most, but the rest of the Tokyo is supposed to be exploding and like
It
disintegrating.
it was also a moment where I think I would describe it as overplaying their hand, because I honestly loved the majority of this movie
I
how
did too.
isolated it made you feel, because they just gave you no other faces to attach to.
Yeah,
And,
the
and
moment
I
where
think
sorry, go ahead.
mm,
Go.
no, just to say, like, but then they you kind of get to that ending, and it's suddenly not a benefit, because now you're like,
No.
okay, and now pretend that you don't have to worry about the extras. We don't have money for the extras. Just worry about these kids. And it feels very, you've suddenly you were playing to your strengths, and now you're playing to your weakness, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's It's tough because it leads, because you're right about that feeling of isolation you feel throughout most of the movie.
Yeah.
We're just in it now, like the ending, but like
Yeah.
where it's a legitimately great movie where both protagonists, or great moment where the both protagonists meet up, because at that point they're both at their most isolated and
Yes.
like lowest moments in the movie, to the point where you're like the melancholia is going to take over both of them, but they're still trying to survive, and they play it off, and just because they're good people and like want to help, they help each other out with that car, and start trying to help each other's friends. I mean, she helps him trying to find his love or well, not really love, well, kind of a love interest, but like friend at that point that he's trying to friend. And they're helping each other out, so they found each other, and now like that would help with the idea of like, yeah, once you start working with other people for a common goal, a lot can be accomplished, and like that's a real positive way to go about life, is to find and make connections with others, right? Even if it's on like your shittiest day possible. Then he keeps going, and then he has that encounter with the ghost, which is I was gonna say Trial of the Buddha, or like where it's just like it's that last temptation, melancholia, of him to give up, and he kind of does, not at first, but he will, because he's dead by the time they get on the boat. And he's kind of barely hanging on or tagging along, and that part of the movie feels so fucking long. Those last 30 minutes, like, of them just going through the city, because it's like there's nothing, there's no hope, it's careless, and they keep going and they keep going until they find a boat that like the oh my god, what's his name, the actor's name, Koji Yakushu, I believe. If I'm getting that right, he's the star of The Cure, which is a previous movie, and he's also in 13 Assassins, for anyone else who doesn't know. And for anime fans, he's a voice on A Beast and His Boy, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, he's a phenomenal actor. He's one of the best. He's one of those faces, once you start watching a lot of like Japanese cinema, you keep seeing him over and over again, especially horror. The classics.
He's incredible.
No, he's sick. Only has 2 lines in this movie, so
that's why it
keeps going. And man, dude, that last 30 minutes drags with some rough CGI, and it doesn't feel like. It feels so much like, and this is why we shouldn't have the internet, right? It's an old man yelling at a cloud type feeling, versus bringing up like real concerns you can have with your, like the observation of, yeah, this is fucked up, horrible shit that you can just find any point, anytime on the internet. And like, so maybe we gotta address something about that, where he's like, nope, it's all gotta go. It's go, or else society explodes. And like, to some extent right now, I guess he's not wrong. But it feels so ridiculous in that moment that it kind of throws out the real like horror you were feeling in through the atmosphere and everything that he spent so much time setting up in the first like hour and a half of this movie.
Let me ask you guys this about the last part of the movie
feels
as well.
So cheesy, like at the end. I don't know.
It doesn't feel earned. It doesn't feel. The logic of it becoming a national epidemic, I guess, makes sense, but I feel like the execution of it just doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't know. I was going to suggest, like, I don't even know what I would suggest to like course correct this either, but it's a really baffling kind of decision. Oh, I was going to ask you both, do you feel, I feel like the visual interest of the frame, the composition isn't as impactful as that first part either, but maybe it's just all these other elements working against it. I feel like the composition is so mucked up with crap CGI, and the framing is just not terribly exciting in the way that the rest of the movie, I think, does. It does beautiful stuff with holding the camera, occasionally moving through a space or tilting or depriving you of a clear view. He does great stuff earlier on, and I don't know. Yeah,
that's the problem. Is that he especially if you watch Cure, he is a really good director, and again can like really just make beautiful shots. And there's still one at the end on the boat where she's staring at the stain of I'm gonna call him Titus because I don't remember his actual name. But when he goes out, when he finally fades away, and like I interpreted that as like, oh, he thinks she's safe, my job is done, or his job is done, right? Like type thing. But she has to keep fighting, to keep going.
Well,
yeah, dude, I'm with you. It feels like it takes such a dip. Like once we get to the factory, the murder the evil looking factory,
right?
Or plant, and his friend dies. The computer science major.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. After that, it feels like there's this huge just dip in quality and everything, right? Like I didn't even find the encounter with the big ghost that scary. Like not nearly as scary or like unnerving as anything else in the movie. Like anything else in the first 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe even a part of it could be showing and telling. Like by that point in the movie, we've seen the ghost so much. It's like, oh, it's just like a spooky dude. It's like okay. Yeah,
and I think that's the problem. That it's just some guy. Like the fact that it's single, or it's not the only problem, but it's a problem.
Yeah.
Other than like again, you could have made it. It could have been a lot more of like it's our own fault for doing this. Right, and there was something you could have said there, like I was saying, like we're exposing the darkest part of ourselves to each other, but there's a benefit. There's like you could have talked if we're staying on suicide, like there's a benefit to that in that other people feel the same way you do, and we're not talking about it, and that is a cultural problem with Japan, especially at that time. As like, or at least according to a lot of art I've seen from it. And as we get from the old man who just says, "Yeah, fucking don't talk to people." Says the old man on the roof by himself pruning plants, right? And like, I'm sure he's great. Well, whatever. And and just like you could have had that where we could but let's embrace these darker parts of us,
right?
And the movie could have revolved around that. Versus, no, it's cursed. We put ghosts in this movie. And,
I
don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I told Nick, right, like after watching this movie, because he asked me what I thought, and I said, I think it's going to be real funny when we put this after him, and that we have two movies where we're at least I am, and then I found out Ian too, and then Nick agreed too. So all of us were disappointed in this movie.
Yeah, pretty tepid. Yeah,
especially because like he's nailing atmosphere and everything for like the first 2/3 maybe.
And I don't want to do this, but there's just moments where it all just starts to break down, and then candidly it then becomes silly. At least for me, becomes silly. I'm now just the writer on the outside of whatever this is, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
No,
and I know. Okay, so there's only two other things I want to bring up in the movie. But before I get to those, Nick, was there anything else you want to say, especially about like the back half of this movie, problems you may have had, or even just last good things you want to say before we move on?
I was excited to hear this take from your suggestion this time, man. So
right. Well, it's funny because like all your guys' points are my own, so I feel like kind of the same vein. I think like in general with like coming out of the movie,
podcasting people. No, I'm kidding.
I say no, I was saying because that's the thing. I'm with you. Like I'm with you of like yeah. This okay. No, go ahead. I thought you were gonna say something.
Oh no, I was saying I was agreeing. Like okay, yeah.
Because I was saying like so to go off what we said about it being dated even back then, I think because oh man, there's anime I've seen that they have done that, and I'll just never. Those are the ones I usually have genuine frustration with.
Yeah,
is that they have a serious subject and it's such a weirdly shallow take with nothing that's either helpful or it becomes like harmful.
No,
we talk about in games with like Blooper Team and shit, but with Pulse, it's like even back then, I don't think any of this would help anyone. Like I think like
I know, and I think that's what I was trying to convey to you, right? When you said like for its time, it probably clicked more, and I'm like, no, I think it's out of time too, like because it screams so much like just an old man saying internet bad, like especially towards the end, you know.
He would have been 45 when it came out. Yeah,
that's a good age to be like yelling at a cloud, right?
Yeah.
Shit, I've been yelling at cloud since I was like 20. So
I'm 45. What the fuck's an email?
I mean, you know what's funny? This is my biggest issue with the anime bell.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, we talk about that director too a lot.
Yeah,
he doesn't. I don't think he understands the internet.
If he didn't have the quality and like the team with him to make his stuff look good and great actors to do the character acting, I don't think it would have lasted as long. I think that's why people were defending it. But anyway, that's my thing. Because it is like that feeling when you watch something and then it's like, this is a interpretation that's very much tunneled. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Felt that with Pulse a bit.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get into what we got out of it, there's just two more scenes I want to talk about. One, the scene where the friend jumps off the water container, and you watch the entire thing. The way the camera shoots it, and you watch her go down.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the perfect, like writing the line of look like a comical looking death to very disturbing and very real. Because it looks like again he's capturing that live leak look of like I think we've mentioned before, real, if you've ever had the unfortunate circumstance of looking at one like a video like that or anything, the thing you'll notice is that when people die, I know, it actually looks a little funny because we're so used to movies like making it dramatic or it's this big like shock and emotion versus no, it's just someone turning kind of off. And it looks weird and it looks almost comical. It looks like what you would put as a comical thing in a movie, which is why in movies they have to make it so bombastic or like shocking or put so many effects to it. So I think that shot like is like me going like, I know you can do it, man. I know you can make these like ride that perfect line. And then it becomes kind of comical towards the end, but very disturbing scene, very good horror scene. The other one is, hey, what do you guys think the whole thing with the program of dots that get too close? I thought they were touched. You know what I'm saying? The two dots, they can't be too close to each other, else they like disintegrate.
Yes.
And it was made by that genius who we don't know what his program actually means. I thought they were referencing Hedgehog's Dilemma, which is like the notion of human beings are meant to hedgehogs can't get too close to each other, but will still cuddle for warmth, but they have to endure pain because they will hurt each other with their own spikes. And it's what Eva's about, which is like getting close to humans is pain, but it's the most necessary thing in the universe. So I thought they were going to touch upon that for the suicide thing, and I don't think they do. Other than having friends that commit suicide sucks, and it does.
Yeah, It
It
does.
does. I'm not trying to dissuade that, but what I'm saying is I don't think the movie's doing much with it at the end.
I think what you're pointing out is also that the end of the movie doesn't have the same clarity of vision that the beginning has.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
I mean, I would frame it as a metatext problem. Is, well, you should have
Okay.
framed this around what's your point with this movie. I mean, because you know what I mean. Like every movie has a point beyond just evoking the feeling it's evoking. It has like an idea that it's eventually getting to. I don't know. I think even if it had, just I'm gonna throw out a quick thought related to the jump off scene that you mentioned. I think that if the finale could evoke something more like that, but as an en masse like montage, that would have been an amazing way to evoke that and then still maintain, like, we just see, okay, here's brutal death, cut. And you can just use, I don't know.
Gotta get rid of the
I'm trying to,
internet. That was the only solution.
gotta get rid of that there internet, guys.
And that's such a shallow take to the real problems for me, which is probably my real issue here, right? Like, I don't know, man.
And it seems like the movie definitely comes to, because the guy dies at the end.
Yes.
It's so, I mean, it in the view of the movie, I think it's fair to read as saying, even those relationships that you've made through the internet, they're not going to sustain you for real. They can't compare to real, really. And I think that that's a value that older people still have to some degree, that, like,
yeah,
finding connections online is not friends, you know?
yeah,
Which I agree
is
with.
very untrue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, interesting idea for that one. Let's just get into, because looking at the time, what do we get out of it? So what do we get out of it, Nick? What did you get out of Pulse? 2001.
A spooky movie. No,
It
I
was
got
very
it.
spooky at the first two.
At the beginning.
Really good.
No, I mean, I think I got out of it just understanding. It's like both an appreciation. I feel like it's a double edged sword for me. Of like, I think I'm just gonna be mixed on this movie forever. I think like it's just gonna be a movie where, yeah, there's stuff I appreciate, but overall, yeah, I don't see myself rewatching. But just to see it, just to know like the praise and like how it does end up influencing a lot of other movies at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
although,
I think
I'm pretty sure it's taking influence from The Ring.
Soups.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Keep going. Nick. Sorry.
No, I mean that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
Ian, what'd you
get
out of Pulse?
What I got out of Pulse is, I'd say 3/4 of a film that I'd recommend. Like, at the end of it, at the end of the day, listener, I do say, if you like Japanese horror, if you like scary movies, and you'd like something new,
one. Yeah.
This is worth your time, without question. I agree with Nick. It's maybe not a film that I'm gonna rush back to watch, but I'm glad that I've watched this film, and I think that it's a great and valuable part. Well, Nick, you hit the assignment. Let's talk about the assignment just really quick, to say this is a classic. This is capturing a real historical moment, and I think that all of our commentary today has kind of centered on that thought of, yeah, this was how people were feeling in 2001 to a degree. It's definitely speaking to an audience of,
this is how middle-aged people were feeling in
Yes.
2001.
Yes.
In 2001 Japan, pre 9/11.
But you also get, like, just there's a lot of moments.
Meant to Japan. Sorry, go ahead.
You got this.
It meant everything.
Sorry.
No, it is, and it's also nice to for me, at least, to look back. Like, I remember when people were wearing, like, the peasant blouses and, like, the anime, like, as you say, the very Squeenix like look for that guy with the hair. But I do like getting to look back at this as a time capsule, like, legitimately seeing things were really different right then.
Yeah, that part
Yeah.
is cool. Like everyone has a very like everything looks like 2001. Like the fashion, if that I know, like it's filmed there, but I mean, like, no, I think you're right. It's a blast from the past in terms of like fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Quake 2 video game and like and like all this other stuff.
The
It
idea
is
that the movie has to explain to you, well, Internet Explorer is a tool that you put a search term for an address, a web address, and explaining this to people because it's, impenetrable, so he has to write it down and they explain it 3 times. But
that part I
that's
really
fine.
liked because that was
That's
fucking real.
That was real. Yes.
No one knew how
Yes.
this shit fucking worked when it got to people's hands. Like,
there's a print screen button, just one button for that. Okay. Yeah. But young people, younger than me, I assure you, there was in fact a time where, nobody knew anything about anything. Everything about the internet was brand new and exciting. We didn't know. You can watch a movie on there sometimes if you've got a while to wait.
Which is why the premise, again, this movie begins with is so good in the sense of, we're now hitting the darkest parts of the internet real quick and how easy it is. As all of us, like, there's those dark corners you hit. As a young person going on the internet going like, oh shit, I should not be here. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, man.
Y'all have those moments. It's a path of it's initiation, really.
Yeah.
But so what did I get out of Pulse? Disappointment. I really like, but that's because I like the beginning so much. Yeah. I'm glad I watched Cure first because I think this would have dissuaded me from watching Cure.
Yeah.
And Cure's really good. So Cure is atmosphere all the way through. And it's like a cool horror noir thing. Okay, so this is not to talk trash. It kind of is, but like of Arrow Video and the type of movies they get, even though I really fucking like Arrow Video and like I think the movies they choose are like fucking baller picks for cinema. Pulse is on Arrow Video. Cure is on Criterion. And that's the kind of the difference there. And I know that's a little pretentious, but I feel like it's justified having watched both these movies. Like Pulse, a lot of like it. I know it's a very popular movie from his, and like it was probably, and it's very influential. Like I swear to God, I feel like Persona 3, the writer got a lot of his stuff from here. At least for the main premise of the game. And seeing that in historical context, I can see why, like, Ian, you called it a classic. Even though I'm like, I think there's better movies at the time, especially Japanese horror. Around that time, I mean, The Ring was already out and stuff, but to deny the influence that it had, then I'd be crazy. Right, it's definitely an influential movie, especially in the first part. It's just, man, it's a bummer towards the end. For me. But glad I still watched it because now I know. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Truth be told. Unless I got a friend who's like really interested, I'll go, all right, I'll watch with you for the first
for the first 3/4 I'll watch it, and then I'm gonna go make popcorn or something.
Then you enjoy the rest. All right, let's get into the denouement net. What do we recommend, having just done this episode and watch Pulse, to our listeners and viewers at home? Nick, what would you recommend for your denouement?
Yeah, I was thinking about this because then
that's very good.
It's a bit tough because then I had to, because I wasn't sure like how to align this, and also not just because we talked about plenty of other films, but I think one thing I think would be interesting to go through if anyone did end up enjoying Pulse, is the detective drama film that he made right after Pulse. I'm sorry, right after Cure. called Charisma. Charisma.
Mhm.
Why are you trying to go for a Dio thing? Or
No, I just thought it was fun.
Charisma.
Charisma, yeah. Okay. Anyway, it's good. It's a really good movie.
Okay.
It's about like a hostage negotiator, and it's about how a negotiation goes wrong, and then it turns out that there's a tree in the forest labeled as charisma, and it's like a toxin that's not only killing the forest, but it's also like the main property, kind of like Yakuza style, right? There's like a specific property various factions are fighting over, and in this case, it just happens to be a poisonous tree. And I feel like, especially watching this, it felt like I wonder if this is the inspiration for JoJo Part 8, because that is the point of JoJo Part 8 is like they're fighting over a tree or a property. But it's really cool. It stars pretty much the same cast, but in this case, you end up getting. I don't know. I'm getting like some really cool shootouts in this movie, so I feel like it's a more action drama. So I feel like it'd be a nice kind of like, I wouldn't say cathartic, but definitely like
Him
definitely
trying
relief.
something else. Yeah.
Something else, yeah. Him doing something else, yeah.
Yeah, like a different side of him.
Side and style, yeah. So Charisma by Kurosawa, I would recommend.
Got it.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ian, what would you recommend for your Need 'Em All?
My recommendation is a horror film that I remember from the 2000s that I would categorize as I would probably rate it. I have not seen it probably since 2007. It was a 2006 film called Stay Alive.
Oh my god, with Frankie Muniz?
With Frankie Muniz?
Oh my
Yeah, with the computer. Yeah, I used to really like that movie. In my early teens.
I guess it would be silly to recommend a movie and spoil it. I'll just say it ends in a way that I feel about that ending the way I feel about Pulse's ending, which is like, oh, that's dumb. That's all right. Whatever. I won't tell you what the ending is, audience, but it's dumb as shit. But
Yeah,
the movie, I like the premise. Where you die in the video game and the video game then kills you like your character died in the game.
That's where the line, for anyone who doesn't know, if you die in the game, you die in real life, comes
real life, and they say it so earnestly. I love that flick, man. I probably haven't watched what
no, keep going.
It's just a silly movie, man, and the ending is so goofy, but it's also a part of that techno horror genre, I would say. So it in that way has two connections. I'll quickly say that it was co-written by Matthew Peterman, who wrote both that movie and Devil Inside, which were both horror films. Both horror films that I like 3/4 of, and then the ending just was like, why did you do that to me? How could you? So I don't know. Check out Stay Alive as a early 2000s techno horror. It's I don't know. It's got good stuff in it. It's got stuff that I remember liking.
There's good kills.
Yeah.
I agree with that. The I won't spoil too much. There's really good kills in that movie. Man, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
How about that? Blast from the past.
Ian, that movie's stupid. I used to really like that movie.
Dude, okay, everybody who doesn't want to be spoiled at all, cover your ears for like the next 3 seconds. But okay, the ending basically being, and then everyone in the whole fucking world died is so stupid. Oh my god.
So my dream growing up was to own a copy of the Game Informer magazine that they made the product.
Oh, dude, yeah, because they made a special issue for that.
And they were giving them out at premiere.
Fuck, dude, that's a collector's item for sure.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's something you put into a box, have it on display.
Mm-hmm.
This fake fucking magazine. Well, Game Informer is real, but like the fake cover.
Right. Yeah.
For a
Oh
movie
wow,
that's okay.
Ian! I was not expecting. I didn't know you liked that movie. How about that?
I'll be honest. I haven't thought about that movie for
I
a
haven't
very
thought
long
about it.
time. So
I used to rent it from the Hollywood Video. It was cheaper than Blockbuster.
Oh my
So,
god,
yeah.
sir! I'm sure it was the same one. I'm sure it was the same one I
There
rented.
was only two in the city.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. You know that was that's on the game list for or game list. That's on the movie list for like possible year ofs because one of my ideas was a year of video game movies, and I was gonna put Stay Alive on there as like a surprise.
That'd be fun. I'd watch that.
Fuck. Okay. Well, coming off of that, I'm just gonna recommend Cure. Cure is really good. I know you keep saying it's really good, but no, if you want all that atmosphere throughout, it's that entire movie. I swear to God, he's using the same fucking bus which is obviously a car on kind of like they're moving with like a green screen in the background, the same setup that our protagonist rides by himself to capture isolation is in Cure, but it's part of a dream sequence and it looks even cooler. Cure. So even like scenes that are in this movie that are just like Cure are better in Cure.
Okay.
I feel like I'm being so mean, but like,
no,
but Cure is a really fantastic movie.
Yeah.
If you want just you just want that atmosphere and like all the really horrible stuff is kind of just implied by everyone and everything. Off the side and it's atmospheric horror. That Cure. Cure's good shit.
Well, there you have
recommended it to a friend of mine. I was very scared he wouldn't like it. He wouldn't get it, or like not that he wouldn't get it, but like that he wouldn't like it because it was like atmospheric more than kind of like Western style horror movies where it's a little more flashy or gory.
Right.
No, I really dug it too. That movie's great. That movie's great. Okay, all right, let's wrap things up. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
What's good? Fuck, dude, the Stay Alive thing really threw me. And I don't know why. Maybe because I also really liked that movie as a middle school kid. And I know it's bad. And I know it's okay, so for real, fuck whatever. I was gonna ask a question. But fuck all that. You know what was the other movie I was gonna do for video game year if we did that? For people who like Stay Alive and thought it was great and too good and needed something worse, I was gonna do the Jason Mewes led vehicle that is Gamers, I believe it's called.
Did Jason write and
no, he's the star of that movie. Hang on.
No, don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Jason Mewes. Okay. It's called like it's got to be like Gamers or something.
Is it a horror
Noobs.
film? Or
it's called
just
Noobs.
About Noobs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's more of a comedy than anything. Okay. There's also another video game movie where it's like you die in the game, you die in real life. And I don't remember what it's called. Oh my god, we could just fuck, dude. Fuck. Again, just people not understanding technology.
Is Matthew Broderick in War Games? Is that a video game movie? War Games?
Is that a video game movie? That's a good question. No, it's a Rogue AI movie.
Ooh, yeah, good. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Although you could argue it's working as intended.
Yeah, I guess it is. It is the yeah.
Is that a video game movie? Good. No, because they dropped the video game aspect really hard. And
well, when you find out that he's actually bombing people, yes, it's no longer. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, War Games is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, just look forward to if we do that year. All right, next episode is gonna be Tucker and Dale versus Evil. We'll see you all then. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Yeah.